Hi, my name is Sean Dalton. I'm a general partner with Highland Capital Partners. We're a national venture capital firm with offices in Silicon Valley and Cambridge. I joined Highland in 1998. I started my career as an electrical engineer. I ended up working at GTE, which is today called Verizon. It was during that time in the early 90s that deregulation hit the telecommunications industry and the internet was really born from a commercial sense. So I had the opportunity to work with a number of young companies that were selling to GTE Verizon, which really inspired me to become a venture capitalist. I then went to the Harvard Business School, graduated in 1998, and joined Highland, where today I focus on early stage opportunities in enterprise technologies. We're very open-minded as to where entrepreneurs come from. The first thing we think about is this an entrepreneur that is hungry and relevant? The hunger is something that really has nothing to do with whether they've been successful or not, whether they've got a large bank account or not. It's just that they have this desire really to create something incredibly unique and compelling. And the relevant piece comes into a lot of people want to do great things, but do they have something unique about the opportunity that they're going after that allows them to uniquely capture it? In terms of industries, I focus on enterprise technologies. So these are products and services that are sold to large corporations. A typical entrepreneur is hard to describe. It could be often someone coming right out of a university environment. It could also be someone that's started several companies. And lastly, it could be someone that's been in a successful company that's coming out for the first time, but again, has a really unique view as to where a large market opportunity may exist. Yeah, I heard a great quote today, which I will plagiarize, which is, IP matters most at the beginning and the end. So for a venture investor, we probably don't spend as much time looking at intellectual property for software-oriented startups as you might think. However, it is something that we do look at, and we look at it in a couple of ways. First, after we've agreed to a term sheet with an entrepreneur, will often require the entrepreneur to vouch, often through shares or some other mechanism, that those set of founding entrepreneurs actually have all the intellectual property that they need to execute the business faithfully. During the course of a company, we think a great practice is to have some sort of strategy around developing IP. For example, several of my companies will have monthly lunches where anyone in the company can come forward with an idea of something that's patentable, and then in kind of a crowdsourced mechanism, other employees will comment on it and eventually vote, and those ideas kind of move up further through management as the company really begins to evaluate IP. There's no single best practice other than every entrepreneur and every management team should have some strategy around how to develop IP within his or her company. So a couple things that really revolve around the same theme of developing a network. I think the first thing that the best young entrepreneurs do is they recognize that a big part of the battle is surrounding themselves with the very best people, and often people that are much, much stronger in certain areas than that single founder is. And that suggests a lot of things, but for me as an investor, it suggests that this entrepreneur really recognizes in order to create a world-class company, they have to develop a world-class team. There's just very few examples of single founder companies that went on to greatness that didn't also along the way acquire tremendous talent. While you're in school, one of the things that I'm the strongest proponent of is really getting to know your classmates. The admissions committee rarely makes mistakes. The people in your class are all very impressive. One of my partners once said that if he had invested in every single one of his classmates that came to him, he would have added an additional 0 to his net worth. So while financial can be a reward, what I would suggest the bigger reward is that really getting to know your classmates will lead you to opportunities and ways in which to improve your own career over time. And if you're so lucky, you may find that they become co-founders with you in a company, or perhaps you become an investor. in one of your classmates' companies, it goes on to great things.